I'm Nelson Vitanzi. I'm a chiropractor. I've been practicing for 37 years, predominantly sports injuries. Recently I was introduced to the Tesla therapeutic system, and it's an integral part of my practice. It's used probably on 25 to 30% of the patients that we see here, and it's very beneficial, and I find it especially beneficial for me for praying and chanting. It gives me peace, centers me, enables me to then go take care of my patients and be in a more centered spiritual place. It's also had the same effect on quite a few patients. It's very beneficial and creating a state of well-being. So it's a very positive part of my practice, and I'm glad it's here.
My name's Teresa Tharp, and I am a registered massage therapist. I do craniosacral work and lymph drainage work. I also do spiritual response therapy, and I have work that I've developed on my own that I combine with the spiritual response therapy. And the bulk of my work now is spiritual clearing, emotional clearing work with people. It seemed like a spiritual experience to me. The first part, when I was sitting on the chair, seemed like a more therapeutic. On the table, it seemed like a very spiritual experience.
We had a meditation here a few weeks back and used the machines to help to raise our frequencies as thinkers, and we had the focus of our use and abuse of power in our lives. And for an hour we played the divine name and had the machines on and interacted in a prayerful and solemn way. And I think everyone there would do that again. And the machines just heightened everything. And for that hour, the people here had phenomenal experiences. And I think the Tesla lights were a big part of it. Everyone was very excited and joyful.
The way this technology has been developed, we have worked closely with inspiration, intuition, essentially angelic realms. They're just by being open-minded and not convinced that we know all the answers, I've been able to be open for these inspirations. I wake up in the middle of the night with ideas of how to modify these devices and make them more effective. Since these devices work with subtle energy, we need to get a good visualization for what is it that it's really doing for us. And in general, you can look at it as a broadband stimulation and direct that through your visualization. And so each of us, when we sit down with a device like this, we find that we have different mechanisms going on within ourselves that are causing imbalance or emotional problems, stress problems, whatever. And so we each have our own need for what we're trying to draw from this. And so it's a very useful application to use this as think of it as an amplifier of your intentions. It's providing energy stimulation into your energy system, and you can direct that energy into your visualizations. So if you imagine you have something in your aura that you don't want there, energetic patterns or emotional things that have just been with you for a long time and you need some resolution, well, you can visualize yourself being much better, much healthier, stronger, more able to speak your mind, whatever it is you're working on. You can visualize that clearly while this device is operating, and it helps your spirit, your biofield, to solidify that intent and to energize it and make it more a part of you. And so you could look at it as a meditative technique, and it reinforces it. So it's effective to passively sit and just feel whatever you're feeling, but it's more effective to direct this energy.
I had set my intention to clear whatever there is among my immediate family members that might prevent me from shining or them from shining. I feel like there's a deeper connection to self-love. Like I have more compassion for myself. My consciousness definitely feels clearer. Yeah, I feel much more available. I think it's an extraordinary tool that could, like, you know, catapult you from one level of awareness to the next. You could make profound changes, particularly even more so if you're hooked in with your spiritual guidance, and I would think it would certainly add a whole new dimension to worship and certainly could enhance the whole spiritual connection of the community if they were used in churches.
We've had a couple of gatherings here where people who like to do prayer circles or meditation gathered. Everyone left saying that their meditation was more profound, and they all had a sense of what they would call positive energy feelings. I'll tell you that when the machine was demonstrated to us and we did an exercise with the machine, the experience that all 8 of us had in that room that day convinced me that I wanted these units for my own well-being and growth, even if no one else came to use them. One of the things I would have to say that's happened in this last year is that barriers to intimacy have been reduced. That I am enjoying relationships with people who are close to me in ways that I would have found inconceivable a couple of years ago. We actually become enlightened.
I noticed that I felt very calm in just being in its presence. I could let myself relax, and I noticed that whatever stress or tension I had would release, but also it seemed that whatever was up for me that was creating the tension seemed to dissipate as well. I would lay on the table and immediately I would feel rejuvenated, but also I noticed that I was not as scattered, that I could become more focused.
When using this machine, I was able to notice that the depression was better and my energy was better, and almost like my zest for life felt better because of the subtle energy activation device. It has helped me incredibly. It's made life a lot easier. I've talked to a lot of people about it, and you know, there are a lot of people out there that I think that could benefit from using this machine. I could never give it up. I could never give it up. I could tell them where they can get one.
It's been 5 minutes or less since the session. I feel an incredible sense of peace, and like the fog in my mind that was there this morning just is not there now. It's very centered, very in my body, very strong spiritual connection right now.
People of all ages, all sizes, and all races, and all belief systems are getting past what they might consider taboo, and this is science, and science is not hard to see or deal with. So it's been a surprise to us that the community is lining up, and everybody's seeking a change in their frequency, eating less food, watching less TV. You know, everything is changing for all of us.
I feel like I've been to heaven. That's what I feel like. I feel like I've been to heaven.
And back.
And back. And back. But there's still some of it touching me.